Hello everyone. We're going to talk today about what happens when you hit the brakes. We're going to use Uncle David's car as an example. So you see there the silver streak with the back wheel. And so we're going to take the wheel off and see what's going on inside. Ooh, very rusty. Special shade of orange. So with the pink arrow here, we point at the caliper, which functions like a clamp, squeezing down on the brake pads. And then we have the black arrow pointing at the brake disc. Now the brake disc turns along with the wheel, and it's attached to the wheel by these wheel studs, which we point to with the red arrow, 5 of them. And lastly, with the orange arrow, we have the slide pins, which enable the caliper to slide back and forth as the brake pads wear down, and the brake pads themselves just below that, one on each side, to squeeze down. Now, one way to see if we've learned something well or not is to look at the same thing, but again in a different way. And on a bicycle, we have the same parts. The person's fingers pointing at the brake pads, which squeeze down on the wheel, which functions like the same as the disc, and the metal levers and the cable there, it's like the same function as the caliper, transferring the force when you pull on the lever with the handlebars, transferring that force down and then squeezing it on each side. Here we have the brakes on a Formula One car, 2006 version on the left, 2016 on the right. You can see the brake disc, and they don't have 5 wheel studs like Uncle David's van. They just have one big one sticking out, so they only need one nut to fasten and loosen the wheel from the car, and they're able to change the tires very quickly when they're in the pits. And you can see that the caliper itself is there on the lower part. It's quite large. Here we have the brake parts removed from Uncle David's van. We just see the wheel hub, and that's the old one, of course. And here we have the new one. So the wheel hub functions in a way like when you put a pin under your foot. You're able to move your foot back and forth, but the ground stays still underneath. And so Uncle David's, that has a lot of pins in it, and that enables the thing to turn, while the rest of the car obviously doesn't turn. So Uncle David's wheel bearing there, his wheel hub was worn out, and he needed to replace it with a new one. Fortunately, I had help from a neighbor, and we got the job done, and it's been working fine all summer. So thank you for listening, and I hope you all get to drive so fast you break off the brakes.